What's happening, everybody? Boy Big Brando, and today let's talk about starting your business. Now, this is something that a lot of people struggle with. One of the main comments that I always get in all my videos is, how do I get started? What should I buy? What's the best advice you could give to somebody that wants to get started? And my answer is always the same, and it's just get started. But that's way easier said than done, because there's a lot of people out there that'll say, man, I don't got no money, I don't got no time, I don't know how to get started, I don't know where to get started. But I always chalk that up as just another excuse. Sounds messed up, right? But it's really not, because all the information is already there. There's a shitload of YouTube videos out there that's helping people get started, like my channel being one of them. The information on equipment is out there. The information how to print t-shirts is out there. Shit, the very first 3 videos I've ever put up on YouTube are basically showing you how to legitimize your business for the cheapest and easiest way possible. Registering your business, getting your wholesale license, getting your tax ID number. That's explained in the very first 3 videos that I've ever posted on YouTube. You know what I mean? So the information is out there. So to say you don't know how to get started or you need more information, just another excuse, because the information is out there. Now, another thing is, people are gonna say, well, I don't got no money. I wanna get started, but I don't got no money. 100%, I understand that. This is where making sacrifices come into play. This is where how bad do you really want to get started comes into play. Because if this is something that you really want to get into, you'll find the money. You'll be able to make the sacrifices to save up for equipment. You'll strategize, you'll figure it out. It's not about like waiting to hit the lotto, whether it's saving up your regular paycheck, saving up your allowance, saving up your lunch money, whatever it takes to save up for equipment. And then you can always buy used equipment. You could go on Craigslist, offer up, Facebook Marketplace, and find used equipment to get started. Like, if that was really the case, you could sell your shoes, sell your stuff to make money to buy equipment. Like I said, sacrifices, we all have to make them. How bad do you really want to get started? Now, outside of that, you might be saying, man, I don't got no time to do this. I work a full-time job, I got a brand new baby, maybe I'm in school, I don't have time, I barely have time to do whatever I have to. This is where sacrifices come into play. Sacrifice a little bit of sleep. I'm not saying stay up 23 hours out of the day, but schedule yourself an hour, 2 hours out of the day to focus on the business. Whether that means you can't watch a new Netflix show, or play some video games, or sit on the couch looking at your phone. Schedule yourself for an hour or 2 a day to work towards the business, right? Whether it's figuring out ways to make money so you could buy equipment, like looking around your room, seeing what you could sell on OfferUp or Craigslist to sell so you could buy equipment, or figuring out your finances from your day job. How much can you save? How much can you sacrifice? Not going to McDonald's every day, not eating at the lunch truck every day, seeing where you can kind of cut different corners so you could save a little bit money so you can buy equipment. You see what I mean? There's always a way. We just get real comfortable with what we have and what we're doing, and it's always easier to just make excuses than actually do some shit. Now, one big mistake that I see a lot of people do, and it's kind of crazy to me, but it happens to a lot of people, is they wait till they have their equipment to start the business. So a lot of people all say, oh, well, I don't have a heat press right now, so I can't get started. Or I don't have a vinyl cutter yet, so I can't get started. Or I don't have a budget yet, so I can't get started. Once again, more excuses. Because there's a bunch of stuff that you can do before you get equipment. While you're waiting for equipment, maybe your equipment's on back order. Maybe you don't have the budget to buy the equipment yet, but you can always get started now. Instead of waiting to have the equipment in hand to get started, start now. Like right now, you could shut this video off right now and get started. And you're like, how am I gonna start selling shirts if I don't got equipment? There's a lot of other stuff that goes into running this business outside of actually pressing up some t-shirts. Now's the time where you should be figuring out your target audience. Who are you gonna sell these t-shirts to? Who are you gonna design these t-shirts for? Right now, you can be doing that with no heat press, no vinyl cutter, no transfers, no nothing. You could be doing it right now, figuring out your target audience. This is something that a lot of people don't do, so they wait to get their equipment. Now they have their equipment, now it's just sitting in their garage or sitting on a table collecting dust, because now they're like, all right, who am I gonna make shirts for? Who am I gonna do this for? Fuck waiting around. By the time you get your equipment, you'll already have a plan put in place so you can put that equipment to use right away. There's so many people that are like, man, I bought a heat press last year and it's still in the box. I haven't used it yet, because they're still trying to figure out stuff. While you're waiting to save money, while you're waiting for your equipment to come in, put the plan in place. You have the time now to figure the stuff out. Who are you gonna sell stuff to? Break out the old pen and pad and start writing everything down. I wanna start a streetwear brand. I wanna start a custom t-shirt business. Who's your target audience? Who is gonna be your customer? Figure all of that out now. And then, how are you gonna get your t-shirts or your services in the faces of these people? Figure out that plan. Write it all down. This is where your brand name, your business name, your logo, all that stuff could be done now. Start drawing and planning now. If you're not a good artist, sketch out ideas, and now is your time to actually hook up with a graphic designer to start figuring shit out. But you see what I'm saying? There's a lot of things that you can do now without having equipment, without having your budget, without having a lot of different stuff that you can actually start on now. You could even lock down your Instagram name, your Facebook name, your Twitter name, TikTok name. Start locking down all the usernames for all the social media platforms that you plan on being on. That doesn't take any equipment, that doesn't take any money. You could get going now. Storyboard your marketing scheme. What kind of pictures and videos you're gonna be using. All of these ideas, write them down, save them, so that way when you have your equipment, when you have the money to buy your equipment, when you're ready to start production and pressing shirts, you have your marketing plan put in place. You know who your target audience is. You're designing towards that target audience. You're making designs relatable to that target audience. You know what online platform you're gonna use. You know how you're gonna sell your first batch of shirts. So that way, once you get your equipment and your blank t-shirts and your transfers or vinyl, whatever you're using in, the moment it hits your steps, you could set it up and get going. So instead of just making excuses like, oh, I'm gonna wait for my equipment to come in. Oh, I don't got no money. I'm gonna start when I get everything in. Fuck all that. Start now. If you don't have no money, no equipment, you can start now. This is advice that I give everybody. Anytime somebody says, what's the best advice you could give somebody that wants to get started? And it's like, just get started. Instead of being scared on getting started, I know it's overwhelming. I know a lot of people are like, man, what are my friends and family gonna think? I'm a little embarrassed to get started, or I don't know if my designs are it. Just get started, that's it. If you were struggling with any of these concerns that I mentioned in this video, I hope this video finds you. Don't make no excuses, just get started. You don't have to tell everybody what you're doing. Just start putting the plan in place now, so you could get out here and start getting some of this money, man. That's probably one of the hardest steps in this whole business, is just getting started. A lot of people have a lot of ideas, but not a lot of people act on those ideas. So if you're willing to take a risk, jump right in, there's a shitload of money to be made, and I encourage you to get started and get some of this money too. All right, hopefully this video helps somebody out. I really hope so. If you got any questions, leave it in the comments. Follow me on Instagram, BigBrandoTV. Catch you guys on the next one, man. Yeah.